Welcome to Matters Financial and Geopolitical from a Frontier. Thank you for stopping by. The euro, let's have a look. 111.71, dollar index 97.929, Japanese yen 109.66, Swiss franc 101.08 last time I looked, the pound 127.53. Oh dear. The Australian dollar, 0.6875. That's going to go down to 0.6250. India rupee, 70.1185. South Korean won, 11.9516. Brazilian real, I told you, the moment it crossed 4, it's 404 now, and it's going to 440. Egyptian pound, 170480. South African rand, which I had an interesting conversation yesterday with Mr. Nganga of EGM Securities on Metropole, where we talked about this, and he was showing it was actually a bullish channel, but with the two conflicting forces. One of them is the importation of the China emerging market rand contagion effect. Jeremy Corbyn has told Prime Minister Theresa May that the cross-party Brexit talks have gone as far as they can, and we've been unable to bridge important policy gaps between us. The pound traded below 128 for the first time since February yesterday. That was when I took this chart, but we're now currently, where are we? 127.53. Oh dear, we're going to 125.50. Australian dollar, this is a chart via EGM Securities. I think it's in very big trouble. 0.6875 last. Dollar index, Chi Girl says it's on a mission. I'd agree with her. Last I checked, 97.915. China is now Germany's major trading partner, larger than its European neighbors in the US. This is from The Economist via Adam Tooze. So they too are at risk of that negative China negative feedback loop phenomenon, which I'm keen to buy and was before. Euro dollar, let's have a look now, 111.69. Hanging in there, but could fall away pretty quickly again. Expectations now around interest rate hikes have totally gone, and it's all about interest rate cuts. Look at this. This was Bitcoin. This is a chart from Scutty. Where are we now? 7,163. Do you remember the story we spoke about yesterday? Well, it topped 8,200. It's now dumped all the way to 7,166. It's a more popular Google search than Donald Trump. And that's why I wrote an article, wow, what a ride. If you want an example of volatility, 8,200 to 6,560, and then back up to, where are we, 7,175. That's one crazy ride. In that article in November 2017, when it was my trade of the year for that year, and I said, take profits. Of course, I went substantially higher, but you know, when you made 10 times your money, you might as well get out. And I was calling it, I was quoting Thomas Pynchon, it is a curve each of them feels unmistakably. It is the parabola. They must have guessed once or twice, refused to believe that everything always collectively had been moving toward that purified shape latent in the sky, that shape of no surprise, no second chance, no return. And I said, if you'll spend your life deeply immersed in the markets, then it is necessary to sniff out these parabolic moves and not get distracted, which I do often. And it's better to do right than say right, as Edwin Lefebvre said, or as T.S. Eliot said in The Hollow Men, between the idea and the reality, between the motion and the act falls the shadow, for thine is the kingdom. And then I was quoting the South Sea Bubble Prospectus, which was said, for carrying an undertaking of great advantage, but nobody to know what it is. A measly 3,600 bitcoins in cells drops the price of Bitcoin by $1,700, says Bitfinex. Pretty incredible. Have a look at this. This is Beyond Meat compared to Bitcoin by Sun Chartist. which goes back to that Virilio comment I like. Wealth is the hidden side of speed, and speed the hidden side of wealth. Commodity markets, gold. Everyone I no doubt is getting bullish again because, of course, it's the classic geopolitical proxy. 1285.21. Not really motoring, but I mean, what would happen if something kicked off in Iran? God knows. The price of oil, as I wrote last week and we've gone higher, had surged 34.1% in 2019, and in big part because of the ratcheting higher of tensions with Iran. And I said no number of Trump tweets will dampen the price. Iranians will surely manage to shutter the Straits of Hormuz, even after an asymmetric fashion. I certainly do not expect them to hit that east-west pipeline, but it wasn't them, it was the Houthis. Oil is headed for its biggest weekly gain since early April during flaring tensions in the Middle East. I did not know about this, but the price of iron ore surged to a 5-year high, buoyed by mine closures in Brazil and an unexpectedly strong demand for steel in China. As I said before, I'm keen to buy the China EM negative feedback contagion loop. And look at this, EM real GDP growth and trade growth quarter on quarter, non-annualized. Chi girl again, you see? That's that feedback loop I'm talking about.